What does life really look like when you're born into one of the most powerful royal families in the world? A life surrounded by palaces, private jets, and unimaginable wealth? And what happens when that same prince decides to walk away from the royal system that shaped his entire life? The story of Prince Harry is not just about royalty. It's about privilege, rebellion, global fame, and a lifestyle that many people describe as nothing short of trillionaire-level luxury. Prince Harry was born in 1984 at St. Mary's Hospital, instantly becoming one of the most famous babies in the world. As the younger son of King Charles III and the beloved Princess Diana, Harry entered a world that most people can only imagine. Cameras followed his every move from the moment he arrived, and the expectations of royal life were placed on his shoulders before he could even walk. Growing up as a prince meant living in extraordinary places like Kensington Palace and frequently visiting the iconic Buckingham Palace. These weren't just large homes. They were historic estates filled with priceless art, royal traditions, and rooms so vast they could host world leaders and kings. For most people, walking through these palaces would feel like visiting a museum. For Harry, it was simply home. But despite the wealth and luxury surrounding him, his mother, Princess Diana, made sure he experienced life outside palace walls. She wanted her sons to understand the real world. Harry and his brother Prince William were taken to amusement parks, fast food restaurants, and charity visits where they met people from very different walks of life. Those moments helped shape Harry into someone who often felt more comfortable among ordinary people than royal elites. However, everything changed in 1997 when Princess Diana died in a tragic car accident that shocked the entire world. Millions of people watched as a young Prince Harry walked behind his mother's coffin during her funeral procession. It became one of the most emotional and unforgettable images in modern history. From that moment, the pressure of royal life became even more intense. Instead of retreating from the spotlight, Harry chose a path few expected from a prince. At 21, he joined the British Army and trained at the prestigious Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. Unlike many royal figures who serve symbolically, Harry insisted on real military service. He eventually deployed to Afghanistan, flying combat missions and serving alongside fellow soldiers. For a member of the royal family, this level of involvement in active military operations was extremely rare. His time in the military gave him a new perspective on life and earned him respect far beyond the world of royalty. Soldiers admired him not as a prince, but as a fellow serviceman willing to share the same risks they faced every day. Even with that experience, Harry still lived a life surrounded by enormous wealth and royal privilege. The British monarchy controls massive assets, historic estates, and properties worth billions. Castles like Windsor Castle and lands connected to royal estates represent centuries of accumulated wealth and influence. While Harry didn't personally own these palaces, he grew up within a system that controlled some of the most valuable property on Earth. Then in 2018, Harry's life changed again when he married American actress Meghan Markle at the historic St. George's Chapel. Their wedding became a global spectacle watched by tens of millions of people. The event blended royal tradition with Hollywood glamour, signaling what many believed would be a modern transformation of the royal family. But behind the scenes, things were far from perfect. Royal life is governed by strict traditions and expectations. Every public appearance, every statement, every decision is closely managed by the institution. For Meghan, who came from a completely different world of entertainment and independence, adapting to those rules proved difficult. Harry also struggled with the relentless media attention that had followed him since childhood. Then in 2020 came the moment that shocked the world. Harry and Meghan announced they were stepping back from their roles as senior members of the royal family. The decision made international headlines and became widely known as Megxit. It was a move that few royals had ever attempted before. Soon after, the couple left the United Kingdom and eventually settled in the celebrity-filled community of Montecito, California. Their new home reflected a completely different type of luxury. The estate reportedly cost around $14 million and sits on several acres surrounded by mountains and ocean views. The mansion includes 16 bathrooms, a private library, a large swimming pool, lush gardens, and guest houses designed for visiting friends and family. The neighborhood itself is filled with powerful and wealthy figures. Nearby residents include global icons like Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres, making the area one of the most exclusive celebrity enclaves in America. But leaving the royal family didn't mean leaving wealth behind. Instead, Harry and Meghan began building a powerful media and business empire. One of their biggest deals came from Netflix, which reportedly signed the couple for a production partnership worth over $100 million. The agreement allows them to create documentaries and series focused on inspiring stories and global issues. They also signed a podcast partnership with Spotify, expanding their influence into digital media. These deals transformed Harry from a traditional royal figure into something very different, a global celebrity entrepreneur. Then came one of the most talked about royal books in history. Harry released his memoir Spare, offering personal insights into royal life, family struggles, and his journey away from the monarchy. The book sold millions of copies almost immediately and became one of the fastest-selling nonfiction books ever published. Today, Prince Harry's personal wealth is estimated to be tens of millions of dollars, built from inheritance, media deals, speaking engagements, and publishing success. While he may no longer live inside royal palaces, his lifestyle still reflects extraordinary privilege. Yet wealth isn't the only part of Harry's story. One of his most important achievements is the creation of the Invictus Games Foundation, an international sporting event that supports wounded military veterans. The competition allows injured service members from around the world to compete in adaptive sports, proving that resilience and determination can overcome even the toughest challenges. For Harry, the Invictus Games represent something deeper than luxury or fame. They reflect the values he developed during his time in the military and his desire to help others who served. Today his life is dramatically different from the traditional royal path he was born into. Instead of palace ceremonies and royal protocols, his days now involve media projects, charity work, and raising a family in California. But the fascination surrounding his life hasn't disappeared. If anything, it has grown stronger. People around the world remain curious about the prince who walked away from royalty to build a completely new identity outside the palace walls. Some believe he gave up one of the most powerful positions on earth. Others believe he gained something even more valuable: freedom to live life on his own terms. What's undeniable is that Prince Harry's journey is one of the most unusual royal stories in modern history. A prince born into unimaginable wealth and tradition who chose to redefine what royal life could look like in the 21st century. And the real question now is this: is Prince Harry truly finished with the royal world, or is his story with the monarchy still far from over? If you enjoy exploring the fascinating lives of royalty, billionaires, and global elites, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for more incredible luxury lifestyle stories.